Okay, you guys, welcome back to another Renae's recap. Today we are going to be recapping basically the last week of courses for this semester. I've had 4 courses and 2 practicums, and those, and my research team and my clinical teams are all done for now. Yeah, I'm kind of like, it's kind of like bittersweet. Like, this is, you know, the first year is really wrapping up very quickly. I am taking summer classes, so it doesn't really feel like, I don't know, the semester is really wrapping up, but I know that it is, and I'm kind of sad about it. Like, I know that I'll never have this much work to do, but like other responsibilities will start getting bigger, and I'll have more responsibilities elsewhere. But as far as courses go, this will be the last time I'm taking 4 courses and 2 practicums, that's for sure. Next semester, I mean, I can do a video about what I'm taking next semester, or even what I'm taking over the summer. So yeah, so this week basically, let me look at the calendar. My psychometric theory paper was due. I had finished it like, I don't want to say like 2 weeks ago, but I had pretty much been done with it about a week ago, and I've just been kind of hoarding it, like holding on to it. I didn't really have anything else I was going to add to it. I just needed to submit it, so I finally submitted that this week. I'm trying to think what else exciting happened this week. I got my first therapy client, which is like so amazing. Like, I've had 2 assessment clients as a part of my clinical assessment class, but like getting assigned your first therapy client is like so cool and so just different. I'm just like really excited about it, and I think that it's gonna go really well. And I wouldn't say that I'm nervous. I think that I'm more excited than anything, and I'm really just looking forward to like finally starting to do some clinical work on my own. Not that I feel like super overly confident about it, but I think that having somebody like watch you and like be in the room with you is like nerve-wracking in itself. And so I think that once I like get into the swing of things, of doing things on my own and learning how to do things on my own, I think that'll be a lot better, and I'll feel more comfortable doing those things. And yeah, my eyebrow looks so like not there. Anyway, so yeah, so we had our last clinical team meeting until June, and then our last research meeting until whenever we decide to have another research meeting, to be honest. And so that's pretty much it. I finally, this week, I got all of my finals things like in hand. So I got the questions for my assessment final, I got the questions for clinical interventions, I think I got last week, and then I got my stats final and my psychometric theory final. All of those are like in my hand physically now, and so I know kind of what each final is and what's kind of expected. So the first, my assessment final, he gives us like 8 questions, and then he's gonna pick 2 of them like randomly to select for us to answer when we have the final in class next Monday. And then psychometric theories is just kind of like answering 2 questions. Stats is kind of like a baby research proposal. Like that's kind of how I'm conceptualizing it. And then clinical interventions is answering questions for like our prelims exams, which is kind of like some schools comprehensive exams, but ours are called prelims. And yeah, and so this week I got all of my finals like in hand. I did have a bit of a freak out on Wednesday night because I was just like, there's so much stuff I have to get done. Like, I need to finish an assessment report, I need to finish my thesis, I need to do all these finals, and I just was like so overwhelmed. And I had to like take a step back and do like a finals game plan. I typically do this every semester when I have finals, but I don't know why. Like, normally I can do it and not freak out, but I really like freaked out for a while on Wednesday. So then Thursday morning I woke up, and I'm gonna walk you guys through the steps so that if you're interested in doing something similar for your finals and study plans, this is what I've been following for a few years now. I've been doing this since I was at Hampton, and so it works well for me. It might not work for you, but I mean, it works really well for me. Okay, So the first thing I do is I list out the finals that I have and when they are. So clinical interventions, I list out like it's gonna be due on May 10th. He wants it emailed and it's due at 5 p.m. And then stats, it's due May 13th. It's due at noon on May 13th, and he wants that emailed. Psychometric theory is due May 14th at 12:30. He wants the paper copy. And then clinical assessment is due May 13th. Well, we're taking it in class May 13th at noon. So I write out all of that, and then I do sort of like a brain dump of anything else I think that's like really important. I needed to do 2 thank you notes. I needed to finish a report. I need to finish my thesis edits. What else is on here? Course evaluations need to be done, all that sort of thing. So I kind of do like a brain dump of other things, not my finals. So then what I do is I break, I mean, if my finals were all in class, I would do this a slightly different way, but 3 of my finals are kind of like take-home exams. So I write out each part of the exam and like what's due, or like what sections are due. So clinical interventions, like I said, he has us answering prelims questions. He has us answering 3. And so I write out like, okay, clinical interventions, 3 questions. Psychometric theory, there's 2 questions we have to answer. And then for stats, it has a whole bunch of different things. And so I divided those into parts. So part 1, part 2, part 3, which is kind of like how he's divided it when he gave it to us. And so then I was like, so then I sort of kind of convert this into a to-do list. And so the first thing I do is map out from like today. Well, what I did was I mapped out, this was Thursday when I did this. So I mapped out from Friday all the way until the end of finals, like day by day. Like I made like a mini calendar on a sheet of paper. And so you can see here, if it focuses ever. So I write down the days of the week, and in red is when stuff is due. So like my thesis edits are due Sunday night. And then like you can see next week, my clinical interventions finals due. And then at the bottom of here, don't know if you guys can see that, when these finals are due, etc. So first thing I do is I write out the days of the week. Second thing I do, I write in red when things are due. That just really helps me, like, it brings my attention to it, and it really helps me like focus and be like, okay, this is due when. So then after I do that, I like to work backwards. So like for assessment, I know I'm gonna have to make flashcards, and I'm gonna have to spend 1 day completely studying. So what I did was on Saturday, can you guys see? So on Saturday and Sunday, the test is Monday, so on Saturday I know I need to make the flashcards. On Sunday I really need to study all day. And so I kind of just break the finals into pieces, and then sort of like the pieces I have listed out here, and then I'll put them, like make it into a to-do list on each day. So I know what needs to be done which day. And then some of the days I don't have as much, so if I, you know, slack off or something, I have the flexibility to move an item on the to-do list to a different day. So as you can see here, we're gonna start with this week 1. And so I had these other like little things I needed to do, email people, etc. And then so the next day I had this report due, and then thesis edits, and then I'm gonna submit my thesis edits, and I'm gonna do part 1 of my stats, right? And so then the next day I am going to work on interventions question 1 and finish it, and then do stats part 2, finish it. And then interventions question 2, I'm gonna finish that, and then do stats question 3 or part 3. And so I literally like go through and make a to-do list for each day, because that helps me stay on track instead of me trying to like do all of one assignment on one day. That just does not work for me at all. And so this way I feel very like it's manageable. I can do 2 things a day. Like I know I can do that. And so what I do after I'm done with this sort of paper is I convert everything to my planner, so I don't have to like carry around all this loose leaf paper. I'm probably wasting paper, and I know some people are like real sticklers about that, but I can't. It helps a lot for me to like get all the stuff that's in my head and put it on paper and see it spread out, and then convert it to my planner. So, whew, that's a lot. So my planner starts on Mondays, and so here you can see, so on Monday, stars are meeting, so I have a meeting, And then I have the 2 things that I need to get done. And it's basically the same thing that I've transferred from this sheet onto here. However, this has like events and stuff I have to do. So like next Wednesday, I have a whole bunch to do. So I have a meeting at 9 a.m. I have an observation at 12, and then I have an RVT outing at some time, like either 2 or 2:30. But then I also have these 2 things that need to get done that day. So this helps me like really see what needs to be done, but also it helps me see my schedule. And I think that's very helpful because like I can see like on the Tuesday, I only have 2 things to do and I have 1 meeting that's like kind of all day. But then I'm like, okay, if I get these 2 things done, I can move on to the next day's to-do list, if that makes sense. And yeah, so that's pretty much how I do finals. I've consistently done it this way. It works out pretty well. I think it'd be a little different if I had more in-class tests where the teacher doesn't give us like the questions and things. I think that would change how I study, but I think I would still chunk it and like assign each day for studying, because we all know cramming does not work. So yeah, that's pretty much it for how I plan for finals and sort of like my week. Yeah, so that's, I mean, I guess that's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would do differently if I had like a different type of final, but not really. Yeah, and so this is what works for me. If you have any other suggestions of what works for you, I'd be really curious to hear it, because like I've just been, it's like a habit for me to do it this way, and so I'm just curious of other ways you can do it. If you have watched this video if you watch this video this far, please leave a like school emoji. So like notebooks, books, pens, pencils. I think they have a protractor emoji. Any type of like school-esque emoji would be really cool for you to leave below. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram. I just recently hit 2,000 followers, so I'm like pretty excited about that. Yes, so follow me there. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, and thank you all for tuning in this far. When I'm recording this, I have like 590-ish subscribers, and that is like insane, because like not even 6 months ago, like I had less than 200 followers, and like to see the channel grow this much is so cool. And I really appreciate it, and I thank you all so much. Yeah, and so yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will see you guys in the next video. If you have video suggestions, be sure to leave those below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.